2 minutes out.
Hey, Godmother. Is this like the old days? XCOM swooping in and taking it to the bad guys?
I wouldn't know. I spent most of the war training resistance networks.
Like mine. And for your many, long years of service.
Watch it.
XCOM attaches you to an untested squad and pushes it into the field before it's ready. How is this not like the old days?
I'm just happy to be here. I missed out during the war. Wish I could have pulled my weight.
For which side, exactly?
I find that very hurtful.
Sure thing, Advent.
We are through the checkpoint.
I was never actually Advent.
But they were fitting you for a blocky helmet.
Stow it, both of you. We're here. 3-1 PD gave us the all clear. Grab your gear and prepare to move in. Whisper, what's your status?
And what's Verge's ETA?
Comms are working, obviously. Verge is en route.
How? Verge can't drive.
He hailed a cab.
To a hostage situation?
Focus. Whisper, any surprises in the next room?
A handful of hostiles, unaware of your approach.
Chimera squad, take positions. Prep for breach.
Breaching in!
Hello. I am Mayor Nightingale.
Is that our hostage?
Welcome to City 31's Memorial Museum.
It's just a recording.
As I often say, the lessons from our past inform the present.
Blah, 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 history.
Focus.
Billions of humans perished. Humans of nearly 90%.
You see this?
Huh. Interesting.
Contact!
Clear.
Verge? What took you so long?
Had to unpack a breaching charge.
Good man.
Not exactly.
You know what I mean.
I always do.
So creepy. Don't ever change.
Verge, form up. Any hostiles in the next room?
Yes, I can feel them.
Stay behind me.
Time to breach.
Book 'em!
Then rewrote our bodies and minds as humanity's.
Set up the breaching charge.
I do like to make an entrance.
Wait, hold. Hostage confirmed in the next room.
We need more than that.
3-1 PD has a live feed. Patching through.
If you surrender, I will advocate leniency.
Enough. This exhibit, it is about XCOM's role in our liberation.
I see you read the placard.
It doesn't say how they went soft and got weak. Now, it's up to us to light the spark.
He's holding a detonator.
Go, now!
How's this for an entrance? Mayor Nightingale, I'll protect you. I made the arrest.
Moving.
Cherub, are you still with us?
Yeah, I think so. Only thing injured is my pride.
And your diaphragm. And a few ribs.
None of this should have happened.
Most people say thank you.
I'm grateful, of course. But these people don't have the capability for any of this.
Explain.
I read their threat assessment. A month ago, these insurgents were all talk and no capability. The greatest threat they posed was to bottles of alcohol.
Why tell us? Why now?
City 31 shows the world how humans, hybrids, and aliens can keep a lasting peace. I'm the public face of this. Tonight, someone wanted what I represent to go up in flames.
We're not in town for local intrigue.
I know, but right now you're the only ones I'm certain are fighting for that same peace. Can I count on your support?
Yes, ma'am. Package delivered to 31 PD.
She truly believes what she says.
That's why she's in charge.
Not too shabby for our first official mission.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Celebrate before a mission is complete. It's
bad luck.
Tonight, Mayor Nightingale perished in an explosion at City 31's Memorial Museum. The identity of her assailants is unknown at this time. The City Council asks citizens to remain...
So she gets vaporized the same day XCOM sends CHIMERA squad to our city? You hear that voice in your head? That's me telling you to wake up!
Despite opposition, Mayor Nightingale's deciding vote brought the Reclamation Agency to the city. Without her support, CHIMERA squad's continued presence is an open question.
Welcome home, Chimera Squad. The director wants to speak with us.
thanks for getting the mayor killed. Also, you're fired.
That's not helpful.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'll patch the call through when you're ready.
I followed your action at the museum, and its aftermath.
Director Kelly, I take full responsibility for what happened.
Stop. I sent you to City 31 because I believed you were ready. Tonight, you surpassed my expectations. 31 PD requested help within 3 hours of your arrival in the city. You answered immediately. Going in, you were under-equipped and down an agent. You adapted, as we trained you to do. And let's not forget, you rescued the mayor. You delivered her to safety as the city requested. Don't blame yourself for an outcome you couldn't control. Instead, let's focus on what's next.
I set up the map table. Ready when you are.
Head over there. I'll hold. Welcome to City 31. During Advent's occupation, the city was a fortress supporting an active starport. 5 years after XCOM won the war, it's home to aliens, hybrids, and humans alike. There's new industry, self-government, and local agriculture to support the varied populations. Against all odds, this city thrived after the war. There were no retributive attacks.
Until tonight.
We don't know that. Not yet. But we can find out. 31 PD requested our help sifting through evidence at the Memorial Museum. They lost good officers today. Give them what they need and see what we can learn. Your work with 31 PD opened a few doors. Here's what we know. A crude plasma bomb killed the mayor. The insurgents had no access to materials for that.
Does that mean they had outside help?
Most likely. There are 3 groups in City 31 with access to this kind of ordnance. Sacred Coil is what happens when former Advent officers find religion, or create one. They claim to be the true path for City 31's hybrids, as long as that path involves armed sedition.
Director, these are local criminals. Isn't that 31 PD's jurisdiction?
True. The Reclamation Agency supports local police, but we're also required to recover dangerous material.
From those who would do the world harm, and each of those groups is neck deep in the stuff. So what next?
Focus on a single group. Investigate, dismantle their operations, and take them down.
Meanwhile, we look for any links to the mayor's death. Either way, a dangerous organization is off the streets.
Exactly. The city wants justice for Mayor Nightingale. This is how we help them achieve it.
Earlier this week, a security camera spotted Sacred Coil flunkies sniffing around this warehouse. Today, the silent alarm went off. The place is full of Advent-era contraband on the way to a tech vault.
Some things are best left in the past.
Move in, now!
Sacred Coil stole specialized mech parts. The kind you can't easily replicate.
We know their plan, so let's chuck a wrench in it.
Time to breach.
Sacred Coil is on the run. Don't lose them in the warehouse.
Breaching now.
We shall move in.
Spotted the target.
Got you covered. Leave some for me!
Sacred Coil went after mechs. They need soldiers. But for what army? They were underground until Mayor Nightingale's election drove them to the surface. Their hatred for her gave them motive. Find out if Sacred Coil had the means to carry out an assassination. Sacred Coil's interest in gene therapy is no secret. Reclamation believes they're engaged in full-blown genetic experimentation. If it's a rumor, disprove it. If not, shut them down before they concoct a brand new horror show.
CHIMERA Squad, I'm Commissioner Maloof of 31PD. To be blunt, I don't give a chrysalid's ass about the politics. I'm glad you're in the city. 3-1 PD was stretched thin before the mayor's death. There are gaps to fill, and that's where you come in. When your agents can handle a situation better than my officers, I'll send the details your way. If the city council has a problem with that, I'll take the heat. They can't afford to fire me. I look forward to working with you.
Sacred Coil set up some kind of machinery at this location. Disable it before it causes any harm.
Blasting an entrance.
There's the device. Shut it down.
It's worse than we feared. Sacred Coil is breeding a new strain of chrysalids. 5 years ago, the Bugtown massacre killed thousands. We can't let history repeat itself.
A Bugtown squatter found a Sacred Coil lab in the sewer, and what he saw there scared him.
Nice try, Whisper. I'm not going for the obvious joke.
Time to breach.
The Sacred Coil welcome wagon means you're heading in the right direction.
I hate this place.
We shall move in.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
So, chrysalids in the sewer.
Oh, not for long. Breaching now.
Time to breach.
Target in sight. Take it and run.
On the way.
As good a place as any.
Good work. City 31 doesn't need more chrysalids, especially under the thumb of Sacred Coil. I have more background on the insurgents behind the mayor's attack. Just after the war, City 31 reached out to nearby resistance networks to help keep the peace. The insurgents belonged to a cell in the Shrike network. That network provided security before 31PD existed. They left when the Global Council cleared aliens and hybrids for return to society.
Couldn't stomach protecting the people they fought in the war?
Seems that way. Since 2037, they've kept to the outskirts and swapped war stories at their watering holes.
Sounds like a dead end.
Maybe. Something drove them to carry out this attack. Keep your eyes open.
Hello, Chimera Squad? I'm the proprietor of the Viper's Nest, a humble establishment in the fringe. As I'm sure you know, dangerous tech from the Advent days still turns up from time to time. The city pays well to anyone who turns it over, so I hire a network of scavengers to find this stuff. Oh, and I occasionally hear of opportunities that may interest you. If I do, I'll be in touch.
Sacred Coil forced their way into this server farm. They're here to break something expensive. Prevent them.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Time to breach.
There's the recall transmitter. Don't let them smash it.
Into the action!
Go!
Covering ground.
Keep to cover.
We go where we must.
We advance!
Gotta get moving!
To that position!
Nothing beyond our reach.
Reports confirm significant unrest in City 31. Without the city's trust, Reclamation cannot investigate effectively.
Anything we can do about that?
Results can earn back the public trust. We're here to keep the city safe, so there's no better way than doing just that. Sacred Coil plans to steal combat-grade androids from the source. Make sure it doesn't happen.
It worked. We caught Sacred Coil amidst their android heist. They're after the combat cores.
Hey, here's an idea. Let him.
Breaching!
Move in, now.
I can make it there.
Covering ground.
Watch your flanks.
Cower or flee. Your choice.
You're coming up on the factory floor. Try not to break the machinery.
That is not my priority.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
He'll be fine.
Refreshing. No more ammunition. Ammunition restored. On the way.
Another biped showing off.
They're on the run. Don't let them escape with those android parts.
Why not? Let androids annoy someone else for a change.
Breaching now.
Breaching!
See that target?
Good job. City 31's androids are vital to the rebuilding effort. Sacred Coil will need to find troops elsewhere. Reclamation links Sacred Coil to a variety of City 31's missing persons. All human. Stop these human abductions and recover them from Sacred Coil. Time is of the essence. Sacred Coil is led by Bellis Mar, a former Advent commander. He was never apprehended after the war. As far as we know, he's still fighting it. We believe he had some responsibility for the Bugtown massacre. Consider Bellis Mar highly motivated and extremely dangerous.
Director? I'm one of Bellis Mar's clones.
I know. Do you have any concerns?
No. But do you? Does the squad?
Cherub. He has tens of thousands of clones. The only thing you share with him is DNA.
Okay. I mean, I know that, but thank you.
Sacred Coil just arrived here. Get in there, secure any hostages, and get out before things go south.
Breaching!
We shall move in.
Always knew XCOM would come for me. Didn't see it going down like this.
Holy crap, that's Floyd Tesseract.
Great. This guy.
I'm just as underwhelmed.
Mr. Tesseract, we need to get you out of there.
I know the drill. I devised the drill. Head down, follow orders, keep living. Old habits die hard.
Watch me move.
We must advance! Moving!
We advance.
Is abducting humans for genetic experimentation. Those who survive are no longer themselves. This cannot continue. Find them, stop them, and get those people back.
3-1 PD pegged this as a sacred coil front. Normally, that's not enough to move in. But an informant says it has something to do with humans who've gone missing.
Blasting an entrance.
While you're there, grab me a souvenir.
While you're there, bite your tongue off and bleed to death?
You could have just said no.
Yeah, I could've.
Preaching!
That's a back alley fighting pit. Thought they'd have more cages. No data on this next structure. I'm not even seeing it on maps.
Something permanent happens inside that building.
Move in, now!
This is a disposal area. For people. Still signs of life. Don't let them activate that machine.
Needed the exercise.
Never stop moving!
Good work shutting down Sacred Coil's genetic testing program. City 31 can sleep safer tonight.
We located Sacred Coil's cathedral. It's literally underground, drawing an immense amount of power from the city's grid. They aren't hiding anymore. Whatever they're powering up, we need to shut it down. Sacred Coil has been under our noses this whole time. No, really, an old subway line. from before the invasion. Their headquarters is somewhere inside the station. What say you introduce yourselves?
Breach! Breach! Breach!
We shall move in.
Great, I'm out. Ready for anything.
Automated defenses? You must have caught them by surprise. Whoa, there's a massive power source ahead of you. See if you can track it down.
Breaching!
Time to breach.
More sacred coil. Looks like this is where they make their stand.
We must advance. Rending our prey. Advancing.
Knocking down hostiles.
So that's the Sacred Coil Cathedral. What's it like in there?
This room was configured to manipulate hybrid emotions.
That explains the pheromone dispensers. Must be keyed to hybrids so they feel at home in here. Sure, it's harmless. Hold on, that power source doubled its output. Whatever they're up to, it's in the next room.
We shall move in.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Stop the inevitable. Sacred Coil, defend your salvation.
On the way.
On the go.
The gatekeeper. What's wrong with it?
Ammo out. Reloading. Moving.
That one sees you.
Shut down those generators!
Chimera Squad. Sacred Coil got more than they bargained for when they threw open that gate. That gatekeeper must have been sent here 5 years ago. It was stuck in transit since XCOM won the war. Scattered cells remain throughout the city, but Sacred Coil as an organization is no more. After reviewing the intel from your investigation, we're left with more questions than answers. Sacred Coil wanted to assemble and open a psionic gate. This required secrecy. Mayor Nightingale's death made their goal more difficult to achieve. Worse, there are clear signs they had external backing. Until we know more, we've designated their silent partner, Atlas.
Should we run down leads on Atlas?
No, there's too little to go on. Mayor Nightingale's death remains your priority.
You mentioned 2 other groups who could have aided her killers.
Focus on one. If Atlas becomes more than just a theory, we'll update. Grey Phoenix is a group of primarily muton scavengers operating in the city. Recently, they've armed themselves with highly restricted weaponry. That puts them on our radar.
An anonymous tip said Grey Phoenix planned to raid the city archives. Looks like they were right. You got there in time, but 3-1 PD is still en route. You'll need to stop Grey Phoenix without backup.
Sounds bleak. But on the plus side, today's med spray is minty fresh.
Move in, now!
I'm seeing a coded signal coming out of the archives. Does Grey Phoenix have some kind of transmitter?
None so far. Squad, call it out if you see it.
It's go time!
I don't think Grey Phoenix came here for artifacts. They want what's on the secure servers. If they transmit what's on those servers, they'll have a map to every Illyrium stockpile in the city.
Blasting an entrance.
Spotted the target. Keep them away from it.
Slithering!
Moving! Cover me!
Gray Phoenix is after large quantities of Illyrium. Why do they need that much power? Illyrium access would allow them to refine an explosive powerful enough to kill Mayor Nightingale. Gray Phoenix has the means. Find out if they had the motive. On multiple occasions, Gray Phoenix has evaded 3-1 PD pursuit. This happens across the city. They can't vanish into thin air. Find out where they're really going.
Gray Phoenix has locked down these apartments. Get in there and dislodge them.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
We shall move in.
Wants to be my target.
One angle covered.
Headed where I'm needed.
Watch your step. Crossing over.
Phoenix relies upon covert strongholds and safe houses to operate in City 31. Locate and dismantle these locations. They won't have anywhere to run.
"3-1 PD identified a Gray Phoenix stronghold. Surveillance suggests the place is abandoned.
Heat signatures?
Thick walls. We can't get a read. All the other signs point to light or no defenses.
Then we treat it as full of hostiles until we know otherwise. Prep to move in. Breaching!
Breaching now.
Cover me!
That one sees you!
If this is abandoned, I don't want to see occupied. They must sleep 3 to a cot in there.
Breach! 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 Move in, now!
Repositioning.
Never stop moving!
One angle covered.
If only you were a better shot.
Covering my zone.
Appreciate it. I'll shoot anything that moves.
Well done. With Grey Phoenix deprived of their strongholds, they have much less ground to call home. From what we've seen, Grey Phoenix is armed with restricted weapons. We don't know their source. That's where you come in. Determine where they're getting all their toys.
Then we tracked a Grey Phoenix lieutenant to this factory. Move in and try for a live capture.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
That's the VIP. Subdue as able.
On the move.
Mercenaries you've encountered are from the old Shrike network. City 31 paid them to provide security just after the war. After the formation of 3-1 PD, Shrike was cut loose. By then, they were more of a mercenary outfit than resistance group.
Who's in charge?
It's not that simple. Shrike operates in a loose cell structure. Each cell determines which jobs they're willing to take. Some help guard the city's food supply.
And others are muscle for seriously shady people. So what if we run into more in the field?
They should have the sense to avoid a fight with Reclamation. And if they don't, standard rules of engagement. City 31 was slow to impound restricted weapons after the war. Some locals took advantage. Cutting off the flow to Grey Phoenix will disrupt the local arms trade.
Grey Phoenix moves weapons along the river. Their latest shipment is large enough to require our intervention.
Their focus is on the shipment. They are not prepared for an assault from this direction.
Breaching now.
Time to breach.
Cover me!
Gremlin on the way.
I didn't ask for this.
Wait for it. Now!
No time to waste.
I can make it there.
If Grey Phoenix thinks all is lost, they may destroy the shipment.
Yes, let's go before we all stink of fish slurry.
Move in, now!
That's why we're here. Secure and protect.
Need a little help?
I needed that.
Who wants to be my target?
Shifting!
Not where I'd go.
Covering my zone.
Got you covered.
Good support.
Get to safety! Hurry!
On Overwatch.
Don't get twitchy. He'll be fine.
Refreshing.
Going there now.
I'll shoot at anything that moves.
Great job. No arms dealer is willing to risk a deal with Grey Phoenix. Not with Chimera Squad in town. We've connected Grey Phoenix to a recent spate of alien abductions in City 31. Find out why Grey Phoenix wants these aliens. We need to get them home. Grey Phoenix follows a pair of leaders, both mutons. Custodian Zell handles their technical interests. We know more about Crew Chief Yarvo, who directs their martial pursuits. Zell and Yarvo are unknown quantities. It isn't clear who calls the shots between them.
Those names are ship dialect. Each of them must be an alias.
How so?
Zell translates roughly to good route or safe passage.
And Yarvo?
Either newly forged or birthed in flame, like a freshly formed alloy.
Interesting. As you know, our presence in City 31 is precarious. The City Council is divided on Reclamation's future. So we do the job we came here to do. Secure dangerous technology from those who seek to harm City 31. As Reclamation confirms intel on these bread-and-butter missions, we'll place them on the map. They can't argue with our mandate. Protecting the citizens of this city will help them understand our commitment. Grey Phoenix is abducting aliens with highly technical skills. Engineers, scientists, and technicians. Put an end to the abductions so these people can return to their families.
An employee at this chemical plant sells information to Grey Phoenix. Lucky for us, our mystery VIP set up a meet. Get inside and shut it down.
I want a live capture on our VIP. Do what you can to make it happen. Breaching!
Looks like this chemical plant is more about experimental batches than mass production.
Yeah, this is a nice lab. You could eat off the floor. You know, before the firefight.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Our VIP looks ready to rabbit. Grey Phoenix is prepping a defense.
The VIP's motives are selfless. I sense no greed here.
Explain.
I cannot. A live capture will tell us much more.
Breaching!
Blasting an entrance.
VIP heading for an exit. Capture if you can.
Nice work. City 31's alien population is safe from Grey Phoenix abductions.
A short time ago, Grey Phoenix forced their way into the city's starport. If they managed to launch a starship, they could cause all kinds of destruction.
A Grey Phoenix overran the starport. I'm routing you to a hangar where they're fueling a ship for launch. Oh, and the room is full of starship fuel, so don't shoot anything with a warning label.
It alarms me how often we hear that warning.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
They're getting away. Keep them off that ship. Oh, hell, they have one of those things?
Unauthorized launch detected.
That's, they have 3 ships in the air. Don't let them make it 4. This starship has a command module. If it's airborne, it can coordinate the others. A formation of starships could do a lot of damage to City 31. Keep it from launching.
Move in, now!
If they get to that console, they'll launch the ship.
Covering ground. Don't stray too far.
Crossing over.
Excavator? What the heck does that mean? I'll figure it out. I'm routing you to Starport Control. Gray Phoenix still has it locked down. About that excavator. Any guesses?
Whisper, just tell us.
Fine. During the invasion, the Starport was a fleet transport ship. The excavator is the plasma drill beneath it. The excavator burned a big hole in the ground. The fleet transport landed and voila, prefab Starport. If Gray Phoenix powers it, they could blow the whole Starport sky high. So, let's prevent that.
Chimera Squad, we will soon depart this world. There is still time for you to leave our vessel.
No chance. We're going to... And she cut the feed.
Open sesame.
I can see everything.
That console. If you lower the force field, there's still time to stop the launch.
Moving! Cover me!
Keep to cover.
On the way.
think he likes you.
So that's it then. Crew Chief Yarvo is gone. We're stuck here. Very well. I shall direct all of our forces to stand down.
I accept your surrender?
It does not matter where you send us. This world remains our prison.
Good work, Chimera Squad. Your quick thinking prevented significant damage to City 31. And yet, Grey Phoenix was not trying to flee to the Elders. They wanted to go home, or find a new place to call home. How they went about it cannot be excused, but I will advise XCOM HQ to consider this development. Reclamation analyzed the intel from your latest investigation. We've noticed a troubling pattern. Grey Phoenix received external aid in their attempt to overrun the starport. Atlas is no longer a theory. Now that we've foiled 2 of their plans, expect an escalation.
Did you find a connection to Mayor Nightingale's death?
Nothing. Focus your investigation on the remaining group of suspects, and watch for any connections to Atlas. The Progeny have a small but loyal human membership, all with psionic capability. Victims willingly hand over what the Progeny need, and then forget the whole thing. The perfect crime.
Yesterday, an informant spotted the Progeny casing this android factory. Now tonight, someone tripped the alarm. I'm not a betting man, but I'd put money on the Progeny stealing androids.
Breach! 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 Moving!
On the run!
Is it the Progeny? Can you tell what they stole?
Specialized parts. Portable.
All right, keep after them. I'll see if the owner can shed light on what they want.
Move in, now! On Overwatch.
I can see everything.
If only you were a better shot.
Cover me!
The progeny stole neural accelerator chips. If retooled, they could boost natural psionic capability. Do not let them escape with those chips.
Breaching!
Breaching now.
Target in sight.
Progeny went after expensive assets. What's behind their sudden need for funding? They have no love for hybrids, which presumes a motive to kill the mayor. As for means, psionics could give them the ultimate insider, a member of Mayor Nightingale's protective detail. The progeny uses psionic relays to coordinate their forces, but that's impossible without serious automation. They must rely on modified Advent tech to pull this off. Locate and confiscate it to disrupt their operations. Somehow, the progeny got their hands on an experimental codex. They're using it in ways it was never intended. Take advantage of this. If you force them to spread it thin, the codex will deteriorate.
A front company acquired these apartments and forced out the aliens who lived here. Then the progeny moved in. And we suspect they set up a server farm to augment their codex.
A low traffic area with light 3-1 PD presence. Smart of them.
Move in, now!
No servers, just another progeny ambush.
This place is less dingy than my detention camps, but not by much.
Blasting an entrance.
Go on, get out of here.
Weird power spike in the next apartment. Could be the server farm.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Breaching now.
That explains the power spike. Destroy that server.
Moving! Cover me!
Keep to cover.
Nicely done. The Progeny's pet codex is effectively offline. Until we have a global financial system, City 31 requires hard currency. Fortunately, so does the Progeny. We believe they're nearly out of money. Discover how they plan to replenish it. Chimera Squad, I'd like you to meet a ghost. During the war, he went by Sovereign. He ran the Shrike network and oversaw their transformation to the mercenaries we know today.
Yeah, I thought nobody was in charge of Shrike.
So did I, but that's what Advent thought when Shrike was a resistance network.
Is he our connection to Atlas?
Maybe he is Atlas, or maybe he's dead. Until we know, he remains a person of interest.
The Progeny are trying to force the bank manager to open the vault. Get her out of there.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
That's the bank manager. Now get her to safety.
Headed where I'm needed.
I suppose that works.
Gotta get moving.
Moving!
Progeny is planning a series of heists. We can't allow them to break the city's banks. Find out what they plan to rob and shut them down before it happens.
We caught the Progeny in the middle of a bank heist.
What do psionic bastards need with money?
I collect old watches.
Verge, you're a psionic jackass. Keep it straight.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
There's no hostages in the lobby, just Progeny bank robbers.
Pace yourselves. There are more in the vault. Breaching!
Breaching now.
One angle covered.
Cover the zone.
I will fire if they reposition.
Leave some for me!
Covering my zone.
Countless wings!
No delight from the past.
Good work. Without hard currency, the city's recovery efforts would grind to a halt. More than once, progeny fleeing the scene seemed to vanish without a trace. Figure out how they manage this magic trick. The leader of the progeny is a woman who calls herself Violet. No last name, no known origin. We now know why they're called the progeny. She induced the psionics of each and every member. The sheer psionic power required is alarming. Consider Violet extremely dangerous.
Progeny spotted at this location. Why not invite yourselves in and find out why?
Breaching now.
We shall move in.
Gotta get moving.
On the way.
As good a place as any.
I go where she leads.
I can see everything.
Good support.
Wants to be my target.
Covering my zone.
She leads the way.
Progeny uses psionic tampering of witness memories to escape. But to where? They must have a network of safe houses. Find them and remove them from the board.
Now, we know the owner of this recycling center is sympathetic to the progeny. Now, we didn't know how sympathetic until tonight. They're testing prototype psionic tech inside.
The brain melter of 3,000! Liquid lobotomies and seconds flat! Illyrium core not included.
Move in, now!
You kicked the psionic hornet's nest. They weren't expecting company.
This is the 5th loading dock I've stormed this week.
Breaching! Moving.
I have no eyes on the next room, so expect heavy resistance. They won't give up their toys easily.
I can feel a psionic signal. It is muffled somehow. Powerful, but made to seem faint.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Blasting an entrance.
That looks like a modified Psyamp. Let's take it off their hands.
Shifting!
Watch your step. Repositioning.
Great work. We have the progeny on the run, and with far fewer places to escape.
The progeny are atop the tallest building in Old Town. From there, they have a view of the entire city. They're assembling a strange device up there. This must be their endgame.
You made it. Not exactly a quiet approach. The progeny must know you're here.
You heard him. Try not to get shot off the building.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
We shall move in.
I'm reading an immense power surge from that tower. Also, the roof is... the roof is glowing. I can see it from back at the base.
Blasting an entrance.
The device on the roof. It's operating under its own power. You'll have to stop it directly.
Crossing over.
Slithering!
The feed is cutting in and out. I'm not sure if you can hear this.
Ignore the echoes in your ear! Fear not! I am unvanquished still!
So woozy!
Behold! For gods and men cast the self-same shadow!
Breach! You have to breach now!
Breaching!
Time to breach.
job, Chimera Squad. The progeny thought they could force a psionic evolution, but their tech was only capable of scrambling psionically sensitive minds for miles around. You stopped the progeny in their tracks and saved hundreds of lives. Your latest investigation turned up no link to Mayor Nightingale's death, but we found more signs of external backing. Atlas was connected to each of these groups. Why? What did they have to gain? If the progeny couldn't possibly force a psionic evolution, why would Atlas back their flawed tech? Grey Phoenix wanted nothing more than to leave. What would Atlas get with an absent ally? And Sacred Coil? Did Atlas truly need fanatic Advent holdouts with a busted psionic gate? There's something we're missing.
Director, you need to see this.
Unknown assailants have overrun the City Council's emergency session. The following footage may be alarming to watch.
Our response must be unanimous. This is beyond politics. It's about stability.
Do you think it's Atlas?
It's an attack on City Hall. That's all that matters. Chimera Squad, head out.
Unknown hostiles swarming City Hall. The protective detail was, well, they were completely overwhelmed.
Decapitation strike. Bold. Breaching now.
We shall move in.
Security cameras are locked down. I have no eyes inside. There's more gunfire in the council chambers. Hurry.
Move in, now.
I can see everything. No ammunition remains. Ammunition restored.
Can anyone hear me?
Deputy Mayor, what's your status?
I made it to a panic room, but they're trying to break in.
Stay put. We're outside the council chambers.
Breaching now.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Target in sight.
What Atlas was planning. The Progeny, Grey Phoenix, Sacred Coil, each group they backed was set up to fail. But with each running rampant, 3-1 PD would stretch thin enough to break. And who steps in?
Mercenaries. Shrike.
Exactly. Fear was the point, and it would have worked if Chimera Squad hadn't pushed back.
So they pushed back on City Hall. And if a government no longer exists, you replace the government.
But they were sloppy. The mercenaries were coordinated out of Ascension Tower.
Atlas is in there? That was Advent's old headquarters. The place is a fortress.
A fortress I want you inside. We need to hit Atlas before they realize they're burned.
I have an idea on how to get in, but the squad isn't gonna like it.
Brief them on the way. This can't wait.
Brace for impact.
Breaching!
The old blueprint showed an empty area just inside the wall. How was I supposed to know it was Shrike's firing range?
I want an ordered advance, cover to cover. Find their flank.
think they know you're here. Okay, they know. Get a move on. I'm seeing a lot of activity on the 80th floor. There's an elevator ahead. It should take you right there.
Just shut off that damn alarm.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
Igniting charge.
The elevator needs a key card. One of these Shrike goons must have it on them. There, grab that key card and head to the 80th floor.
Moving! Cover me!
Moving, quickly.
Needed the exercise.
On Overwatch.
Appreciate it. Got you covered.
Good support.
On the way.
Watch your flanks.
One angle covered.
Slithering.
Swift and steady.
You'll be completely exposed out there.
I'm not going to die on a rooftop. You might, but not me.
Breaching!
I'll shoot anything that moves.
Cover the zone.
On the go. Got the drop on him.
I can make it there. I will fire if they reposition.
Changing position.
As good a place as any.
Knocking down hostiles.
We are counting on you. I can see everything.
I go.
I'm ready for him.
Thank you.
Breach! Breach! Breach!
We shall move in.
XCOM, lay down your arms.
It's Chimera Squad. And screw you for all you've done, pal.
All I've done? I've reminded this city what it needs to survive.
You don't know what you're talking about.
The Elders will return. We can only defeat them by tearing the weakness from our hearts.
Was that why you killed the mayor?
A handful of casualties today, or a whole world tomorrow. It's an easy choice.
He stalls for reinforcements. We should end this now.
You won't acknowledge the stakes? Fine. Shrike! Destroy them!
Covering ground.
Crossing over.
Chimera Squad. The director has arrived.
At ease. 1 month ago, you were understaffed, outgunned, and in temporary housing.
Hey, the place had character.
And rats. Don't forget the rats.
Now, the entire squad is here, with the latest and greatest from XCOM HQ. City 31 is in good hands.
Hostage situation in Old Town. We'll need all hands for this one.
Chimera Squad, form up and load in.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
You made my point. Go on, do your jobs.
Reclamation is entrenched. Our assets burned. We have no options.
The battle for City 31 is lost, but XCOM doesn't realize they're already at war.
And when they do?
It will be too late.